The studio lights were bright, the audience was buzzing, and everything seemed perfectly normal on another episode of one of Britain's most beloved quiz shows. Contestants were ready, the host was smiling, and standing tall at the end of the stage was a man millions of viewers instantly recognize. Mark Labbett, the towering quiz genius, better known to fans as the Beast. For years, Mark Labbett has been known for his sharp mind, calm confidence, and the slightly mischievous grin he flashes whenever a contestant underestimates him. Viewers tune in expecting intense questions, clever banter, and the classic battle of wits between contestants and the chaser. But on this particular day, something unexpected unfolded. Something that left the studio audience whispering and viewers at home wondering what had just happened. The game began just like any other episode. The contestants stepped forward with a mix of excitement and nerves, ready to test their knowledge against one of television's most formidable quizzers. The host greeted them warmly, the crowd applauded, and the first questions began to roll. At first, everything moved smoothly. The contestant answered a few questions quickly, gaining some momentum and confidence. The audience cheered every correct answer, and even Mark himself gave a respectful nod or two. After all, good competition is what makes the game exciting. But quiz shows are unpredictable. One moment you feel unstoppable, and the next moment the pressure begins to creep in. As the questions kept coming, the tension started to rise. The contestant hesitated on a few answers. The clock ticked down. The audience grew quieter, sensing the pressure building on stage. Mark Labbett, known for his quick wit and calm demeanor, watched closely from his podium. Then came a moment that caught everyone slightly off guard. A question appeared that seemed to rattle the contestant. They paused longer than expected, visibly trying to work through the answer in their head. The seconds slipped by. Finally, they responded, but unfortunately, it wasn't correct. The audience reacted with a soft gasp. Normally, that would just be part of the game, but the pressure of the moment seemed to hit the contestant harder than expected. You could almost feel the frustration building. Anyone who has ever been on a stage, under bright lights with an audience watching, knows how overwhelming that pressure can be. The contestant attempted to shake it off and continue, but the rhythm of the game had changed. Another tricky question appeared. Again, there was hesitation. Again, the tension built. At this point, even the host tried to lighten the mood with a small joke, something that usually relaxes contestants and brings a smile to the room. The audience chuckled politely, but the nervous energy was still there. Mark Labbett, always known for mixing intelligence with playful humor, offered a quick remark of his own. Nothing harsh, just the kind of cheeky comment fans of the show have heard many times before. Usually those moments spark laughter. They're part of the friendly rivalry between contestants and the chaser. But on this day, the reaction was different. The contestant, already feeling the pressure of the moment, seemed visibly frustrated. The room grew awkwardly quiet. For a second, everyone in the studio realized that the tension had reached a level rarely seen on the show. Mark Labbett, sensing the atmosphere shift, stepped back from the podium slightly. Those who know Mark's long career on television know he's experienced countless high-pressure moments, yet even seasoned professionals can recognize when a situation needs a pause. For a brief moment that felt longer than it really was, the studio fell silent. Then, something unexpected happened. Mark Labbett calmly stepped away from his position. The audience watched in surprise as the towering quizmaster briefly walked off the set. It wasn't dramatic or chaotic, more like a moment where he chose to remove himself from the tension building in the room. The host quickly stepped in to keep the mood steady, reassuring everyone that the game would continue shortly. The audience, unsure whether to laugh or simply wait, exchanged curious looks. Moments like these are incredibly rare on a show that has built its reputation on smooth gameplay and clever humor. But live television, even when carefully produced, always carries the possibility of the unexpected. Backstage, production staff calmly worked to reset the atmosphere.
Contestants were given a moment to breathe. The studio crew, used to handling surprises, kept everything moving behind the scenes. And then, just as quietly as he had stepped away, Mark Labbett returned. The audience welcomed him back with warm applause, a clear sign that fans still appreciated the beloved quiz star. Mark himself gave a small smile, as if acknowledging that sometimes the best way to handle a tense moment is simply to step away and reset. The host, with perfect timing, cracked a gentle joke about how even the beast occasionally needs a quick breather. The audience laughed, the tension melted away, and the familiar energy of the show returned. Soon the questions resumed, and the game carried on. Moments like these remind viewers why quiz shows remain so fascinating. They're not just about knowledge and quick answers, they're about real people navigating real emotions under pressure. Contestants arrive hoping for a big win, but they're also facing bright lights, ticking clocks, and millions of viewers watching from home. Even the most confident person can feel that pressure. And as for Mark Labbett, fans know that behind the intimidating nickname, The Beast, is a quizzer who has spent years entertaining audiences with intelligence, humor, and a bit of theatrical flair. If anything, the unexpected moment simply showed another side of live television, the human side. Viewers later took to social media to share their reactions. Some were surprised by the brief walk-off, while others praised how calmly the situation was handled. Many fans pointed out that the respectful way the moment was resolved showed the professionalism of everyone involved. In the end, the episode continued, the game was completed, and another memorable chapter was added to the long history of the show. And that's part of what keeps fans coming back episode after episode. You never know when a surprising moment, a brilliant answer, or an unexpected twist will happen. Sometimes it's a contestant winning big money. Sometimes it's a chaser delivering a hilarious one-liner. And sometimes it's a brief pause that reminds everyone that behind the quiz questions are real people experiencing real emotions. One thing is certain, Mark Labbett remains one of the most recognizable and entertaining figures in quiz television. His knowledge, personality, and towering presence have made him a fan favorite for years. Moments of surprise may come and go, but the excitement of the quiz battle continues. And as viewers around the world keep tuning in, they know that whenever the Beast steps onto the stage, anything can happen. If you enjoy surprising television moments, fascinating quiz battles, and stories from the world of entertainment, be sure to stay tuned for more updates and unforgettable moments from your favorite shows.